Good evening and welcome to the hosted solo cruise show. I'm Chillie Falls. I do a lot of the hosted cruises here in the States. Of course, I did one recently with Mr. Bucket List, Justin. So I'm going to give people a few minutes to pop in if they're going to do it. I decided to do it this week for a couple reasons. One, the main thing we're going to talk about tonight is the January 28th Norwegian Epic uh, hosted solo cruise, and I'll be hosting it. As of today, we have 18 cabins booked already, which is an excellent start. I would love to see us get up to, 35, 36, somewhere in there before it's over with. But I'm real tickled with the 18 start we have. And I believe all 18, if I'm not mistaken, are new guys from the folks that have been on the last two. So welcome. That's awesome. I did get your emails. I scraped them off of the guest list, which is what it enables me to send you an email about tonight's show with the link. That's kind of a normal thing when we're doing something that deals directly with the hosted solo community. I'll send all of the folks out that have been with us, or even from other groups on cruises we've been on and joined our group. That's a possibility too. All right, so anyway, we'll talk a bit about the Norwegian Epic. The cruise is January 28th. Of course, that's 2024. I am Gary Older, the Dirt is here. Good to have you. Grandma Forrest is here. Hey, there's Chris. Hi, Chris. How you doing? Chris is one of my regulars. She's been on she was on the Joy with me, and is going to be on the Escape in December. Glad to have you guys with us. So bringing everybody back up to date now, since everybody's starting to pop in now, I'll give everybody a couple minutes here before we talk about this. Those of you that have been around me a while know that on Tuesday, I meet with the girls from Viva that put together the packages, that find the deals, and coordinate things for Viva and the go-between from Passion for Cruises, which is over in the UK. Our efforts here in the United States as a follow-up to the tremendous success Passions for Cruises Solos has had in Europe. So we've done our first, was the quite successful cruise on the Norwegian Joy. Our second one is going to be December the 2nd on the Norwegian Escape. And this one will be the third one, the one we're going to talk about first today, which is the Epic in January. Now, I know a lot of people are asking for schedules ahead in 24. What the solo hosted schedule is going to be. Me too. I asked the same thing again this week, that they can go ahead and, I've told them I'll do one a month. And that's not even including what Justin might do as well. So, I said, go ahead and, let's fill in some of these blanks so everybody can plan. So that is one of the suggestions that came out of the meeting. The other thing, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, the big boss from the other side of the pond, Steve, has been joining into the meetings. Well, it gave me a chance, at least virtually, to meet him. And it's generally, depending on our travel schedules, but me and Pete and the two girls from Viva. And Steve now has been becoming pretty regular. Well, Pete wasn't with us this week due to some difficulties he's had. So it was just me and Steve and Mary, because her sister is actually on vacation this week. So that was fine. Steve and I had a chance to bat some ideas around. Primarily grew for me out of dealing with my buddy Nate up in Alaska. Those of you know I just got back from Alaska, and seeing the way he packages solo cruises with land packages, hotels, with transfers, with like when I got back to Vancouver at the end of our cruise, I didn't fly out till 6 a.m. the next morning. And three of us spent the day in the Vancouver Aquarium, which was probably, well, it's not going to beat the whale watching excursion, but it was right next to that. It was fascinating. It was all packaged together for me by Nate. So I threw that out in the meeting because, we happen to be doing two in a row out of Port Canaveral. So what if we had, nobody has to do this, but have it available to you to say 2 nights before the cruise, transfers from the hotel to the ship. Maybe a night afterwards, transfers wherever you need the transfer to go to, or to the airport. And maybe do, if the hotel is more Orlando area, maybe do one of the Disneys for a day. If it's more over, if we've got a hotel, say, closer to Port Canaveral, maybe do a Nassau, a tour of Nassau for the day or something for one of the days, and add that into the package. You don't have to do it. You can do it yourself, like I've done all these years. But boy, it sure was nice, and I did some things that I wouldn't normally do, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I threw that out. I tried to see if we had any results yet of a package even for our December cruise. I mean, some people still don't have rooms set up for that, but definitely for the January cruise, to have a little package we can offer in case you're interested. And if you're not interested, fine. Got no problem with that. But anyway, I thought that's what we're going to do. And those of you that are like Emily and Chris, that really, Kenneth's here. Hi, Kenneth. Pennsylvania. Some of you that know me well and know how much of a cheap I am, I want y'all to know, I'm going up and meeting Nate in New York, and we're getting on the MSC Meraviglia on October 25th for an 11-night cruise on the Meraviglia. I want y'all to know I just booked first class air tickets to the first time I've ever spent the extra money to sit in first class in all the years I've traveled. So anyway, Hot Air Tom, who's one of my regulars, will need to be sitting down when he hears that. All right, let's get on to the Epic now. Giving everybody a chance to get here. January 28th, 7-night cruise out of Port Canaveral. It's a typical Western itinerary, Western Caribbean itinerary. Stops at Great Stirrup Cay, which is the Norwegians' private island. Now, this is a kind of an interesting one, at least for me and the disabled community, because this is a tender port. They don't have a dock yet. The dock the pier will be open. I think it's mid-24, but it's not available yet. So this is a tender port, and but it is some of the tender boats, at least one of the tender boats. I can roll on the upper deck, and then it's got this god awful ramp down to the lower deck. Scared the crap out of me when I did it last time. But anyway, so I can roll down to the lower deck on the boat, and then I can roll off when we get into Great Stirrup Cay. So that I'll be able to go ashore as long as I get to the right boat. Then we got a day at sea, and we go into San Jose, Puerto Rico. If you've not been not San Jose, San Juan. What the hell's my brain tonight? San Juan, Puerto Rico. The old town is fabulous. There's a couple forts that are a nice visit as well. I will have to check and see if I can't hook up with maybe a hop-on, hop-off tour that's accessible. When I was in Cartagena, Colombia, I did a walking tour, of course, in my chair, of Old Town Cartagena. It was a 3.5-hour tour. It was cool. It was part of the hop-on, hop-off bus tour for Cartagena, and they have them accessible. They have a place to put chairs or scooters. So that was terrific. I got to look and see if I can find such a thing at San Juan, because I would like to do some of the Old Town stuff there as well. There's also a lot of stuff right at the port to do, shopping and the like. Then on day 5 we go to St. Thomas. Of course, that's the U.S. Virgin Islands. Actually, I would have preferred it to have gone to Tortola on British Virgin Islands, but that's okay. St. Thomas, I just have one big issue against St. Thomas, and it has nothing to do with St. Thomas. St. Thomas is a reasonably hilly place, and I was sitting on one of the only level places on the whole daggone island and managed to roll my scooter over on my head. And that's a true story. That was last summer. I mean, that had been that long ago. Then we go to Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic on day 6. Amber Cove is right up there as one of my favorite ports in the Caribbean. It's so much so that the Cana Lounge, I guess it's called, that has the big swim up bar pool that the zip line goes over. That's in Amber Cove. That's the screensaver on both of my computers. It's that pool. So I like Amber Cove a lot. I usually don't I don't go up to the top of the mountain. That's an interesting trek. Those of you that do zip lines, it's a fabulous zip line. I usually just go into the bar and have a couple pina coladas because the bartenders there all know me. I've been there so many times. So I'll sit in there and have a little lunch and a couple adult beverages and watch the people in the pool instead of getting in the pool myself. Then a day at sea and a day back to Port Canaveral. And it really worked well having a day post-cruise, which I've never done before. I've always gone from cruise ship either to another cruise or from cruise ship straight to the airport and gone home, or to my car if I was driving and drove home. So I've never done a post cruise day before like I did at Vancouver, and man, was it worth the money. It really was. Highlight of that trip. Okay. What's the deal? All right. The inside cabins are $1,143. The balcony cabin is $2,001. That includes all taxes and port charges. And from the deal we worked out with when we got all the parties involved, either one includes all 4 perks. What are the 4 perks? You get the open bar. You get specialty dining. It may just be one specialty dining meal since it's a 7-day. That's one that seems to be confusing because the last 7-day I did, I had two. But they say it's only one. So maybe I got lucky. I don't know. I usually don't. But anyway, then you get $50 excursion credit. That's per excursion. So let's say you're in St. Thomas and you schedule an excursion in the morning and schedule another excursion in the afternoon, then you'd get $100 in credits that day on your account. Mr. Bucket List, Justin, was aces at working that deal. I think he got $100 just about every day. We were on a 9-day cruise every day that we were in port. And you get to 150 minutes Wi-Fi. I still have to pay for the Wi-Fi because 150 minutes, that doesn't last me a day. So, but that's the deal. How do you get it? Just call the magic number, Passion for Cruises USA hotline, 866-312-2314. And hopefully, call and book, put a deposit down. I don't even know what they ask for deposits because that's not my end of the operation. And hopefully sometime soon, you'll be getting messages from me or messages on our Facebook page or someplace. Oh yeah, I haven't done the Facebook page for this cruise yet, have I? I got to do that. That'll be up shortly. But on the USA, the Passion for Cruises USA Solos page. Anyway, we'll announce it. But hopefully, maybe we'll have some packages to add on if you'd like. And if you don't like, that's fine too. We're still going to have a good time. All right, so here's what's up. Actually, for both of my cruises, my plan of attack for like Chris's cruise coming up. I see Robert's with us. Hi, Robert. And Kenneth says, are these rooms or cabins do you have all on the same deck so everybody's together in the group? So far, yes. That's one of those things that there's never a total guarantee, but we're trying to keep it that way as much as possible. Kenneth, by the way, might be joining on this, Kenneth and Robin. And some of their folks. But we'll see. We're talking about it. That would be terrific. Again, that is my personal policy, folks. Although we do solo cruises, if there's, somebody that's in the family from my regular family on my show every day, and they want to go just because they happen to be married, that's okay. And they can be involved with us and join the family just, like normal. That's my policy. That's not Passion for Cruises policy. That's not Pete's policy. That's my policy. So, and Diva, when I called to see, can you do a deal for couples, they got right back to me with a dynamite deal. So, anyway, that's the cruise that's coming up. Now, both cruises, I'm planning to do much the same thing. First, as soon as I get on either of the ships, I can't do this ahead of time. I got to go get the maitre d' and see if I can set up a section of the dining room in the mornings for 2 hours. 2 hours from whenever the dining room opens, I'll be there. I'll have my breakfast. I'll have coffee. I may be working some, but if you want to join me we'll have a little section just for our group. Come on. So that'll be a breakfast meetup. If anybody wants to stop by just for a cup of coffee, they can, or they can have breakfast if they want to. Doesn't matter. Also, the first day, we will get together someplace, and I'll let you guys know, like a couple days before, we'll do a final live stream for the group for the cruise coming up. I'll have a place that we can meet on embarkation day. Probably I'll have it try to do that about an hour before the Norwegian solo meetup, which is normally somewhere around dinner, 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere in that vicinity. That way I can meet with the Norwegian representative, tell him what kind of group we have, see what kind of group he has, maybe marry the two together. We did that on the Joy and it worked tremendously well. Several of those folks have been following us along here and probably will end up booking on a cruise with us again somewhere down the road. Then from there, we play it by ear. Some people might want to eat together. We'll see if we can help that process along. Some people might want to go on excursions together. Some people might want to go to the shows together. I know our guy that we had on the Joy was wonderful about getting folks into the shows, because normally that person is one of the entertainment staff. So that's normally very helpful there. Hey, Elizabeth's with us down in Cozumel. Hi, darling. Does the price include the port fees and taxes? Yes, it does. That price, Kenneth, we go back here to this number for, now this is for the solos, a little different from yours, but yours is the same way. That 1143 and the 2001 includes taxes, port charges, yada, 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 and all 4 perks, everything. Okay. That's the out the door price for the solo deal. All right. So, Kenneth, from the thing that you asked me about, one of those, the solo inside will be at that deal. Okay. Just adding that on. So then on the first sea day, I will probably do a slot pull, $20 slot pull. Anybody wants to join into that, they can. I'll have the sign up sheet for that available if you want to sign up for it. And then on the second sea day, we'll probably do a pub crawl. And then who knows what else we're going to do along the line. We got a nice group like that. We'll try to get a photo taken for everybody. That seems to work out. And hopefully I'm going to get some stuff from Passion for Cruises to give away as to raffle to folks. Give not raffle, but have a drawing out of the group. It might be even like $100 on your account or something. I'm hoping they're going to let me do that. So we'll have to see. I'm not announcing that one yet, folks. Don't get me wrong. Not announcing that. So let's go see if anybody's asked any questions over here yet. Gary Older, the dirt. Howdy. Grandma. Oh, that's Foxist. Grandma Foxist. Cool. I read it wrong the first time. Chris. Emily caught it. Welcome, Grandma Foxist. I like that. I like that a lot. How about a transatlantic? Okay, let me share with you one that I did on the solo show this week. It wasn't a transatlantic, but we're heading in the right direction on that, Gary. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that without screwing the show up. Remember, I suck sometimes. All right, let me see if I can pull this thing up here to show you. I've got to find it now. There it is. Share. Pink. Okay. Yeah, you can see that. Norwegian Breakaway. All right. This is on November 28th. So it's while all of us that are on the December 2nd cruise, we can't do that one because we're already on a cruise. So, but those of you that aren't with me on the December 2nd, man, this is a really cool deal. Norwegian Breakaway. It's a 15-day cruise from New York. It's a repositioning cruise to New Orleans. So you get on the boat in New York. You got 2 days at sea. You go to Puerto Plata, which is just like Amber Cove. It's the same, they're a mile apart. Another day at sea, and then to Aruba, Wilmington, which is the Curacao. Another day at sea, Colón in Panama, Puerto Limón in Costa Rica. A day at sea, Grand Cayman, Cozumel. A day at sea, and into New Orleans. Phenomenal itinerary. 15-day cruise. Really cool. And the prices for it are $1,100, $1,300, and $1,700. And that's with taxes and port charges. But look at this. If you get the all four perks, it's $1,200, $1,500, and $1,800. So inside cabin, for $100, you're getting the four perks. Balcony cabin for, what was it, $15? For $300, you get all four perks. Including the drink package alone on a 15-day cruise is worth $1,000. So, I mean, the deal is in the perks on this one. And then you get, in addition to that, Ocean View cabins get a $25 onboard credit. Balconies get a $50 onboard credit. But it's on the repositioning cruise on the 28th. If I wasn't already on the hosted cruise, I'd jump all over that sucker. I really like that. I like sharing that with everybody. Chillie, are you going in a day early? Might have missed that. I don't know yet, but if we can put some kind of a package, 1 or 2 day package together beforehand, yeah, I will set it up so that I can take part in that and be down here when everybody comes in. Yeah, if we can get them off the stick and get them to put us something together that's decent. I'm not going to stick us in a $500 a night hotel. We got to have a decent package here, something that's, goes along with our idea of trying to save solos money. I mean, that's the main concept, is to get away from us all paying the 100% solo fees. So, but yeah, that's, I certainly hope to. All right, so let's see where else we are over here. Gary says, how about translation? So anyway, I'm telling him, when I talk to him, I say, look at those. Look at the repositioning cruises. There's sometimes really good deals. And sometimes you can make the right deals. You can do it. So, Grandma Foxes says, wow. Hey, Chillie. Everyone else tonight. What, Robert? I'm lost on that one. Emily says, I literally would do a trip this year, but I just found out that our best friend's is having her 90th birthday party at the end of October. Okay. Chris says, love St. Thomas. I may have to hop on this one. Yeah, you might as well, Chris. Come on with it. Maybe you can keep me from killing myself in St. Thomas. Man, you should have seen it. I would love to have a picture. Both times that I've flipped a scooter. One was with Elizabeth, who's here tonight too, down at Cozumel. She about had a heart attack, and one was in St. Thomas on perfectly flat land, and I rolled the scooter on my head. So, Chris, come on, if you can, just to keep me out of trouble. Anyway, Chris knows how silly I am. Are those rooms or cabins do you have all the same deck? Yeah, so far, we're trying to keep it all together. I moved my balcony to 14. Okay, Grandma Fox just moved to 14. I wanted a bigger balcony. All right, well, that's okay. Just popped in to say hello because I missed you this morning. We all love Chillie. Thank you, Elizabeth. Does the price include support fees and taxes? Yes, it does. It includes everything. There are no add-ons when you deal with me. Such a great deal. I spent that much on Wi-Fi alone. Yeah, one of the things that came out of one of my stories this morning is how much crew have to pay for Wi-Fi. I mean, they pay as much as we do. I had no idea that they got screwed as bad as we get screwed. So, I mean, my thought when the whole concept came out with Starlink, that because it was so much cheaper for the cruise ships, the cruise lines, that we might start getting it free or at least at a really reduced price. I ain't seen that yet. Michael Gale's here. Hi, Michael. Looks like I'm just catching in on the end. We'll have to rewind and watch. Go ahead. Welcome, Michael, Emily says. All right, guys. I'll be doing this again, but keep in mind, definitely on the January 28th, that's right now is all that I have to sell that's hosted. Now we've got cruises every week that we're offering for sale that we do on the Wednesday show. So you can always check back on the Passion for Cruises USA Facebook page, and you're going to find out information there. The solo cruises, and I know I still have to do the Facebook page for our cruise. I'll try to get that done this weekend, y'all. But yeah, so I'll get that done and let you know on that. As soon as I know about packages, I'll get information out to you. As soon as I know about adding on some more solo things for my schedule too, because I'm, those of you that know, I'm international ambassador for Will Power Chairs and Scooter Out now, and I have traveling and stuff to do for them. But I want to have my cruise schedule set so I can plan the rest of my life around it. So I'm hoping they come up with a schedule for 24 pretty soon. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. I'll see y'all next time. I'll let you know as soon as I can get it together. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising, and hopefully we'll all get together on the high seas really soon. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you on the next boat.